Ladies and gentlemen, as we stand on the threshold of a new year, the question before us is not just how we will face the challenges ahead, but who we will become. 2025 is a year of opportunity, a year to rebuild, renew, and refocus our lives. But rebuilding doesn't start with the circumstances around you. It starts with the transformation within you. The first step in rebuilding yourself is self-reflection. We must take time to understand who we are and where we've been. We can't move forward without first looking inward. Take a moment to ask yourself, what lessons have you learned from your past? What strengths have you developed, and what weaknesses must you address? Next, we must reconnect with our purpose. Purpose is the bedrock of all transformation. Without a clear purpose, life becomes like a car without fuel. It simply cannot move forward. Rebuilding begins when we align ourselves with the reason we were created. Your purpose is what drives you when the world says give up, when the road seems too hard to travel. If you don't know your purpose, you will never be able to rebuild yourself into the person you are meant to be. But purpose alone is not enough. You must have vision for your future, a roadmap that guides you when the road gets tough. Vision is the lens through which we see the possibilities before us. Without vision, we are blind to the potential that lies ahead. What do you want to achieve in 2025? What does success look like for you? To rebuild, you must also experience a shift in your mindset. Your mind is the gateway to your future. What you think determines what you become. If you're still operating with outdated thinking, your life will remain outdated. It's time to embrace a mindset of possibility. A mindset that refuses to be limited by past mistakes, by external circumstances, or by fear. Your mind must become a fertile ground for growth. Which leads me to the next key: growth. Rebuilding requires growth. Growth is not just about acquiring new knowledge, it's about evolving as a person. You must challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone and push beyond your limitations. Every experience, every challenge, every setback is an opportunity to grow. So I ask you, are you willing to grow? In order to grow, you must also break free from self-imposed limitations. You are not defined by your past failures. You are not limited by the opinions of others. Too often we allow fear, doubt, and insecurity to dictate the terms of our success. It's time to break those chains and rebuild yourself without the weight of past defeats. You were not created to live a life of limitation. You were designed to thrive. As you rebuild, remember that discipline is the engine that drives your success. Discipline is not a burden, it's a privilege. The ability to stick to your goals, to keep moving forward even when you don't feel like it, is what will separate you from those who only dream. Success is not an event, it's a habit. If you want to rebuild your life, you must develop the discipline to keep pressing forward, no matter what. Now, let's talk about relationships. The people you choose to surround yourself with have an incredible impact on your journey. You must carefully assess who you allow into your circle. Are they lifting you up, or are they holding you back? Rebuilding yourself involves building new relationships, letting go of toxic influences, and aligning with those who challenge you, support you, and encourage your growth. Life will test you. There will be moments when you want to give up, when the storms of life seem to overwhelm you. But it is your resilience that will determine whether you rise or fall. Rebuilding requires an unshakable will to press forward in the face of adversity. It requires the strength to fall, get back up, and keep moving toward your vision. Finally, action is the key to transformation. It's easy to dream, to plan, to talk about change, but change only happens when you act. Rebuilding yourself requires consistent action. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the stars to align. The moment is now. Your future is not created tomorrow, it is created today. With every choice you make, every action you take. In closing, I challenge you to make 2025 the year you rebuild. Rebuild your mindset. Rebuild your purpose. Rebuild your relationships. Rebuild your discipline. But most importantly, rebuild yourself. Your future is not determined by the world around you, but by the power within you. And that power, my friends, is waiting to be unleashed. Self-reflection is the cornerstone of personal growth and transformation. To rebuild yourself, it is essential to take a moment to honestly and deeply examine your life. This process requires you to step back, detach from the noise and distractions of daily life, and truly look within. When we reflect, we create space to assess where we are, how far we've come, and where we want to go. It's in this quiet space of introspection that we can begin to understand the habits, patterns, and decisions that have shaped our lives thus far. It's important to recognize that self-reflection isn't merely about identifying what went wrong. It's about taking an honest inventory of both our successes and failures, understanding why things happened the way they did, and what we can learn from them. Often we are too quick to judge ourselves harshly for past mistakes, but self-reflection is not a tool for self-criticism. It is a tool for growth. When we reflect, we give ourselves permission to see the truth without judgment, to look at ourselves without fear of what we might uncover. In this process, it's crucial to ask deep, meaningful questions. What are the recurring challenges I faced, and why do they keep appearing in my life? What beliefs do I hold that may no longer serve me? How have I responded to failure, and what have I learned from those moments? Reflection allows us to recognize the areas where we need to grow and develop, and it also reveals the strengths that we may have overlooked. We may be surprised to discover that in moments of hardship, we were more resilient than we ever gave ourselves credit for, or that we have untapped potential waiting to be awakened. When we reflect, we must also acknowledge our achievements, both big and small. So often we are focused on what's missing, but self-reflection invites us to celebrate the progress we've made. Each step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is part of the journey. It's a reminder that transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, steady process, often built on small, seemingly unimportant decisions that over time accumulate into something meaningful. This process of reflection provides us with the clarity we need to make informed decisions moving forward. It's not enough to simply look back and analyze. We must also use what we've learned to plan the next steps in our journey. True self-reflection equips us with the wisdom to avoid past mistakes and to build on what has worked. It gives us a blueprint to rebuild, not from a place of regret, but from a place of understanding and insight. Through reflection, we uncover not only who we are, but who we can become. Purpose is the driving force behind everything we do, the internal compass that directs our actions, decisions, and ambitions. Without purpose, life can feel aimless, as if we're drifting from one day to the next without a clear sense of direction or meaning. When you're rebuilding yourself, finding or rediscovering your purpose is paramount, for it is your purpose that provides the energy, focus, and determination needed to transform your life. Purpose is not simply about setting goals or achieving success. It's about connecting with something deeper, something beyond yourself. It's about understanding the core reason for your existence. What motivates you to get up every morning? What impact do you wish to make in the world? Purpose anchors you to something greater than the momentary challenges or distractions that life throws your way. When you know your purpose, you become less susceptible to external pressures and the fleeting opinions of others. You become rooted in the belief that your life matters, that your actions are aligned with something meaningful. Rebuilding yourself begins when you are clear on your purpose, because everything else, your vision, your goals, and your actions are built upon it. Purpose helps you prioritize what truly matters. It serves as the filter through which you make decisions. When you understand your purpose, you are able to ask yourself, does this align with my higher calling? Is this in harmony with the person I am becoming? Without purpose, you may find yourself chasing after things that don't fulfill you, leaving you feeling empty despite outward success. The journey to understanding your purpose requires introspection, courage, and sometimes a leap of faith. It's not always something that's clear in the beginning, and it may evolve as you grow. It's easy to get distracted by the demands of life, by the expectations of others, or by societal standards of success. But when you take the time to truly connect with your inner self, to ask the tough questions, your purpose begins to unfold. It may come in the form of a passion, a talent, or a deep-seated desire to make a difference. It could be something you've always felt, but never had the courage to pursue until now. Rebuilding yourself is an invitation to reconnect with that purpose, to allow it to guide and inspire you. When you know your purpose, it doesn't matter how many setbacks or challenges you face, because you are not just working for the outcome, you are working for something much bigger than yourself. Purpose gives you the strength to push through adversity, to keep moving even when it feels like the road is long or uncertain. Purpose also brings clarity. When your purpose is clear, it becomes easier to say no to things that don't serve you, to let go of distractions that drain your energy. It helps you make decisions that are aligned with your core values and aspirations. You no longer waste time on things that don't matter or on people who are not aligned with your vision. Purpose empowers you to live intentionally, to make choices that reflect the person you are at your core. Ultimately, purpose is what connects you to your deepest potential. It is the reason why you are here, and it propels you toward the life you are meant to live. When you rebuild yourself, you are not just reshaping your circumstances, you are realigning with your true calling. Purpose is not something you find overnight, but it is something you discover through action, through trial and error, and through a deep commitment to understanding who you truly are. It is the bedrock upon which everything else is built, the foundation that allows you to grow, achieve, and become the best version of yourself. Vision is the lens through which we see the future, the mental picture of what we hope to achieve and the life we aspire to create. It goes beyond short-term goals or immediate desires. It is about seeing the larger picture of what's possible and where we can ultimately go. Having a vision is essential when rebuilding yourself because it gives you a roadmap to follow. Without a clear vision, you may find yourself wandering, unsure of your next step, reacting to circumstances rather than proactively creating your life. A compelling vision gives you purpose and clarity. It acts as a guiding star, helping you stay on track when faced with challenges or distractions. The power of vision lies in its ability to give meaning to your efforts and provide direction during difficult times. When you can clearly see where you want to go, you have the strength and determination to push through setbacks, knowing that each step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your desired future. To rebuild yourself, you must first define your vision. What does success look like to you? What is the ideal life you want to live? Your vision is deeply personal, shaped by your values, dreams, and desires. It's not about what society tells you is successful or what others expect of you, but about what truly resonates with you at your core. It's the dream that excites you when you think about it, the one that lights a fire in your heart, the one that makes you feel alive. When you have a vision, you are no longer operating on autopilot. You stop living day by day, reacting to the circumstances around you. Instead, you begin to make decisions that are aligned with your vision, even when it requires sacrifice or discomfort. Your vision helps you prioritize what matters and focus on what is essential. It provides the mental clarity to say no to distractions and yes to the things that will move you forward. But a vision is not static, it is dynamic. As you evolve, so too should your vision. The process of rebuilding yourself requires flexibility, as life will present you with opportunities and challenges that may require you to adjust your vision or redefine certain aspects of it. The key is to stay connected to your deeper purpose and use your vision as a tool for adaptation and growth. This is not about perfection, it's about progress and the willingness to keep moving forward, even if the path looks different from what you initially imagined. Your vision also provides the courage to step outside of your comfort zone. When you can clearly see where you want to go, fear and doubt lose their power over you. You may still face uncertainty, but your vision will give you the confidence to take bold steps, knowing that every decision brings you closer to fulfilling your potential. The bigger your vision, the stronger your resolve to pursue it, no matter the obstacles that stand in your way. Building a vision for your life requires deep reflection and a willingness to dream beyond what seems possible. It requires faith in yourself and the belief that you are capable of achieving great things. As you rebuild, take the time to envision the life you desire, not just the material possessions or the external markers of success, but the sense of fulfillment, joy, and purpose that comes from living in alignment with your true self. A vision provides not only clarity, but motivation. When you know what you're working towards, you wake up with a sense of purpose and drive. It's not just about achieving an end goal, it's about the growth you experience along the way. Your vision becomes a source of inspiration that fuels your actions and propels you forward, even when the road seems challenging. It reminds you why you started in the first place and reignites your passion for the journey ahead. Ultimately, a vision is a powerful tool for transformation. It shapes your reality and aligns your thoughts, actions, and beliefs with the person you are striving to become. When you have a clear vision, rebuilding yourself becomes a conscious, intentional act of creation. You stop waiting for life to happen to you and start actively shaping your future. Your vision becomes the blueprint for your life, guiding you through the twists and turns, the highs and lows, as you work toward becoming the best version of yourself. A mindset shift is one of the most powerful tools for personal transformation, especially when you are in the process of rebuilding yourself. Your mindset dictates how you perceive the world around you, how you respond to challenges, and how you view your own potential. It is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. To rebuild yourself, you must first shift your mindset, because without this internal change, external transformation becomes nearly impossible. The first step in shifting your mindset is acknowledging that your current way of thinking may be holding you back. Many people operate on autopilot, guided by old beliefs, past experiences, and societal conditioning. They live with limiting thoughts, believing they are not capable, deserving, or worthy of success. A mindset shift involves confronting these limiting beliefs head on and replacing them with empowering, positive thoughts that align with who you want to become. It's about recognizing that you are not defined by your past mistakes or circumstances, but by the choices you make today and the beliefs you hold about your future. To shift your mindset, you must first examine your thoughts. Are they based on fear, doubt, and negativity? Or are they driven by hope, possibility, and resilience? A negative mindset traps you in a cycle of self-sabotage, where you believe that challenges are insurmountable and that success is reserved for others. On the other hand, a positive and growth-oriented mindset allows you to see challenges as opportunities for learning and growth. It empowers you to take action, even when things feel uncertain or difficult, because you believe that with effort and persistence, you can overcome any obstacle. A mindset shift also requires you to stop viewing failure as a permanent condition. Too often, people are paralyzed by the fear of failure, seeing it as something to avoid at all costs. But failure is not an endpoint, it is a part of the journey. Rebuilding yourself means learning to embrace failure as a teacher, not a verdict on your worth or abilities. When you change your perspective on failure, you free yourself from the fear that has been holding you back. You begin to see it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and adjust your approach. Every setback becomes a lesson that brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Moreover, a mindset shift is not just about thinking positively, it's about cultivating resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. It is the refusal to give up, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. In the process of rebuilding yourself, challenges are inevitable, but your mindset determines how you respond. With a resilient mindset, you view each challenge as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock. You understand that difficulty is not an indicator of defeat, but a sign that you are growing stronger. Another important element of a mindset shift is the understanding that growth is a continuous process. Many people believe that growth is a linear path where you simply progress from one stage to another. But real growth often involves setbacks, twists, and turns. It's not always comfortable and it's rarely easy. Rebuilding yourself requires the mindset of a lifelong learner, someone who is open to new ideas, new experiences, and new ways of thinking. You must be willing to unlearn old habits, thoughts, and patterns that no longer serve you, and embrace the discomfort of growth as a natural part of the process. A mindset shift also involves taking ownership of your life. No longer can you blame external circumstances, other people, or past events for your current situation. Rebuilding yourself requires accountability, acknowledging that you are the one responsible for your choices, your actions, and your future. When you take ownership of your life, you realize that the power to change lies within you. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances, you are the creator of your destiny. This shift in thinking is liberating. It puts you in the driver's seat of your own life and empowers you to take control of your journey. This shift also requires you to see opportunities where others see obstacles. People with a growth mindset are adept at recognizing possibilities in every situation. When faced with a challenge, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this? Or how can this help me grow? They are not defeated by the difficulty of the moment, but are energized by the potential it holds for their development. A mindset shift means looking at every situation, whether good or bad, not as something to endure, but as an opportunity to evolve. Finally, shifting your mindset means cultivating a deep belief in your own potential. You must stop doubting your ability to achieve your goals and start trusting in your capacity to learn, adapt, and succeed. A mindset shift requires you to affirm your worth and embrace the truth that you are fully capable of achieving greatness. It's about changing the narrative you tell yourself from one of limitation to one of possibility. When you shift your mindset, you unlock the full power of your potential, and you begin to see yourself as someone who can rebuild, overcome, and achieve anything. A mindset shift is not an overnight transformation, but a gradual change in the way you approach life. It is a commitment to looking at the world, your challenges, and yourself through a new lens. And as you rebuild yourself in 2025, this shift is essential, because the way you think today will determine the person you become tomorrow. Your mindset has the power to shape your reality, and when you choose to shift it in a positive, empowering direction, you unlock the door to limitless growth and possibility. Growth is the continuous journey of evolving into the best version of yourself. It is the process of becoming, of stretching beyond your current limitations and stepping into a future where you are more capable, more resilient, and more aligned with your true potential. Growth is not an event that happens overnight. It is a steady, deliberate unfolding that occurs over time. To rebuild yourself, growth must become your focus, your commitment, and your constant companion, because it is only through growth that you will truly transform. At its core, growth requires an openness to change. Many people resist change because it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. But true growth only happens when we are willing to step out of our comfort zones, to confront the things that challenge us, and to embrace the unknown. This means letting go of old habits, old ways of thinking, and the limitations that have kept us stuck. It means acknowledging that who we were yesterday does not define who we must be tomorrow. The path to rebuilding yourself is paved with a willingness to change, to evolve, and to adapt to the challenges and opportunities that come your way. Growth also means facing adversity with a mindset of learning. Every challenge you encounter has the potential to teach you something valuable. The struggles you face are not roadblocks, they are teachers, providing lessons that are essential for your evolution. Rebuilding yourself requires the ability to look at hardship not as something to avoid, but as something to embrace. Each setback, each failure is an opportunity to gain wisdom, to refine your approach, and to grow stronger. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, growth allows you to see them as stepping stones, essential parts of the journey that will ultimately lead you to success. Another key aspect of growth is self-discipline. Growth doesn't happen through wishful thinking or passive waiting. It happens through consistent effort. It requires you to make decisions that support your development, even when those decisions are difficult or inconvenient. Discipline is what keeps you on track when motivation wanes. It is the ability to keep moving forward even when you don't feel like it, to make the right choices even when they are hard. Without discipline, growth stagnates. But with it, you develop the strength to push through challenges, the perseverance to keep going when the path is unclear, and the focus to stay aligned with your goals. Growth also requires a deep level of self-awareness. In order to rebuild yourself, you must first understand where you are starting from. This means taking an honest look at your strengths and weaknesses, your patterns of behavior, and your beliefs about yourself and the world. Without this self-awareness, growth can't take root because you won't know what needs to change. Through self-reflection, you gain insight into the areas where you need to grow and where you are already strong. This awareness provides the clarity you need to make intentional decisions that will propel you forward. The more you understand yourself, the more effectively you can direct your energy toward meaningful growth. Personal growth also involves expanding your knowledge and skills. To rebuild yourself, you must never stop learning. Growth requires the continuous pursuit of knowledge, whether it's acquiring new skills, broadening your perspective, or deepening your understanding of your passions and purpose. Growth is a dynamic process, and the more you learn, the more you realize how much there is to learn. It's not just about gaining new information, it's about applying that knowledge in ways that enhance your life and impact those around you. The more you invest in your education, whether formal or self-taught, the more equipped you become to handle life's challenges, seize new opportunities, and become the person you are destined to be. Equally important is emotional growth. Rebuilding yourself is not just about intellectual or physical growth, it's about emotional evolution as well. This means developing emotional intelligence, learning to manage your emotions, understanding the emotions of others, and responding to life with a sense of balance and composure. Emotional growth involves healing from past wounds, letting go of grudges, and learning to forgive yourself and others. It's about building resilience to life's ups and downs, maintaining inner peace in the midst of chaos, and responding to setbacks with grace. When you grow emotionally, you gain the capacity to navigate life's challenges without losing your sense of self or your ability to stay grounded. Personal growth also requires you to let go of perfectionism. Growth is messy. It's filled with missteps, mistakes, and moments of doubt. But it is through these moments of imperfection that we learn the most. Perfectionism holds us back because it makes us afraid to take action for fear of not doing things perfectly. But true growth occurs when we take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. Rebuilding yourself means embracing imperfection and understanding that growth is not about being flawless, it's about making progress. It's about having the courage to move forward, even when you don't have all the answers, and trusting that each step, no matter how imperfect, brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. Finally, growth requires patience. It's easy to become frustrated when things don't change as quickly as you'd like, but rebuilding yourself takes time. You won't transform overnight, and the process will not always be linear. Some days will feel like setbacks, others like leaps forward, but each day contributes to your overall growth. The key is to stay committed, to trust in the process, and to remember that the person you are becoming is worth the effort. Growth is not about reaching a final destination, it's about evolving into a more capable, resilient, and empowered version of yourself, one step at a time. As you rebuild yourself, keep in mind that growth is both a destination and a journey. It's the unfolding of your true potential, the continual process of learning, evolving, and becoming who you were always meant to be. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it, because growth is the foundation for everything else in life. When you commit to growth, you commit to the possibility of becoming someone greater than you ever imagined. Breaking limitations is a powerful and transformative process that requires not only a shift in mindset, but also a willingness to confront the boundaries, real or imagined, that have held you back. Limitations are often internal, embedded deeply in our beliefs and perceptions about ourselves, about the world, and about what is possible for us. These limitations can be formed by past experiences, societal expectations, fear of failure, or even by the opinions and judgments of others. They shape the way we approach challenges and at times keep us from taking the necessary risks to move forward. To rebuild yourself, breaking these limitations is essential, because it is only when you push beyond what you believe is possible that you can truly grow and realize your full potential. The first step in breaking limitations is recognizing them for what they are. Many of the barriers that hold us back are not real, they are constructed in our minds. These limitations can manifest in the form of self-doubt, fear of rejection, or a lack of confidence. They often sound like inner narratives that tell us we're not good enough, not capable enough, or not worthy of success. These beliefs may have been formed over time through negative experiences, but they don't define who you are or what you can achieve. To break these limitations, you must first identify them and bring them into the light of awareness. Only when you see these limitations for what they are can you begin to challenge and dismantle them. Breaking limitations also involves challenging the assumptions you've made about your own abilities. Many people live within self-imposed boundaries, believing that they are limited in terms of their talents, their intelligence, or their potential for success. These self-imposed limits are often based on comparisons to others, or on preconceived notions about what is normal or acceptable to rebuild yourself, you must redefine what is possible for you. You must stop measuring your progress by someone else's standards and start setting your own benchmarks. What are your true capabilities? What are you capable of achieving when you stop doubting yourself and start believing in your inherent potential? When you let go of these self-imposed limits, you free yourself to dream bigger and reach higher. Another key element in breaking limitations is overcoming the fear of failure. So many of us are paralyzed by the thought of failure, believing that failure is a sign that we are not good enough or that we are somehow less capable than others. But failure is not the end, it is merely part of the journey. Every successful person has faced setbacks, made mistakes, and experienced failure along the way. The difference is that they didn't let failure define them or stop them from moving forward. They used failure as a stepping stone for growth and learning. To break limitations, you must change your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing it as a defeat, see it as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Embrace failure as a necessary and valuable part of the process, and you'll find that it no longer holds power over you. Breaking limitations also requires you to let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism keeps us stuck because it causes us to believe that if something isn't done perfectly, it isn't worth doing at all. This fear of imperfection keeps many people from taking action, from starting new projects, or from going after their dreams. But the truth is, perfection doesn't exist. Every successful endeavor, every great achievement is a result of continuous learning, adjusting, and growing. To break your limitations, you must embrace imperfection and take action despite the fear of not doing things perfectly. The key is to take the first step, no matter how small, and keep moving forward. Every action, every decision, no matter how imperfect, brings you closer to breaking free from the limitations that hold you back. It is also essential to reframe your understanding of success and failure. Many people are so focused on the end result, the goal or destination, that they forget that the true value is in the process itself. Success is not about achieving a specific outcome. It's about the growth and transformation that occurs as you pursue your goals. Breaking limitations means shifting your focus from the outcome to the journey. Understanding that each step, whether it feels like a success or a failure, is part of your personal development. It's through this lens that you can begin to view challenges as opportunities to build character, resilience, and strength, rather than obstacles to avoid. Breaking limitations is also about taking action. It's one thing to acknowledge the limitations you have, but it's another to act on that awareness. For many people, the fear of the unknown or the discomfort of change creates a barrier to action. However, nothing changes without taking that first step. When you begin to act despite the fear or uncertainty, you create momentum. Action breaks the chains of limitation and propels you forward. Even small actions, when taken consistently, lead to massive change. Every step you take towards breaking your limitations builds confidence and strengthens your resolve. Breaking limitations is also deeply connected to your relationships with others. The opinions of those around you, friends, family, colleagues, can influence your own perception of what you are capable of. Many people stay limited because they are trying to live up to someone else's expectations or to avoid the judgment of others. But to rebuild yourself, you must free yourself from the constraints of others' opinions. You must learn to trust your own judgment, follow your own path, and take actions that are aligned with your own values and aspirations, not the expectations placed on you by others. As you break these limitations, it is important to stay patient and compassionate with yourself. Change takes time, and rebuilding yourself is a process, not a destination. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and challenges along the way, but this is all part of breaking free. Every time you confront and overcome a limitation, no matter how small, you grow stronger. It's essential to keep moving forward, to keep breaking down the barriers that hold you back, and to trust that each step brings you closer to the person you are becoming. To truly rebuild yourself, you must break the limitations that have been holding you back. You are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or the stories others have told you. You are defined by the choices you make today and the action you take to break through the barriers that stand in your way. When you shatter these limitations, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities, and the future becomes an exciting place of limitless potential. Discipline is the cornerstone of personal growth and transformation, particularly when it comes to rebuilding yourself. It is the practice of doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable, inconvenient, or when the motivation isn't there. Discipline is not just about sticking to a set of rules or adhering to a rigid schedule. It is about consistently making choices that align with your long-term goals, even in the face of obstacles or distractions. Discipline shapes your ability to stay focused, to persevere, and to continue moving forward, regardless of external circumstances or internal resistance. At its core, discipline is a commitment to your own progress. It's the decision to prioritize what's important over what's easy or momentarily satisfying. In a world full of distractions, temptations, and instant gratification, discipline helps you stay the course. It is the ability to delay immediate pleasures in favor of long-term success and fulfillment. This requires mental strength, focus, and a deep understanding of your goals and the value of the work required to achieve them. Without discipline, even the most compelling vision or inspiring purpose can remain elusive, as the effort required to realize your dreams becomes too overwhelming or inconsistent. Discipline also means being accountable to yourself. It's easy to make excuses, to put off tasks, or to justify why something can wait, but true discipline requires you to take responsibility for your actions. It means showing up, even when you don't feel like it, and following through with commitments, no matter how difficult or tedious the process may seem. Accountability to yourself is vital because it fosters a sense of trust and reliability. The more disciplined you become, the more you develop a reputation with yourself as someone who can be counted on to follow through, which in turn builds confidence and self-respect. Developing discipline requires creating systems and habits that support your goals. Without structure, it's easy to fall into patterns of procrastination, disorganization, or aimlessness. Discipline is about intentionally designing your environment, your schedule, and your mindset to foster consistency and progress. Whether it's setting clear daily routines, breaking larger tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, or committing to specific time blocks for focused work, these systems help you stay on track and make continuous progress. The power of discipline lies not in grand gestures, but in the small, everyday decisions that, when compounded, lead to massive results. Discipline also involves the ability to overcome temptation and distraction. Every day you are faced with choices that can either move you closer to your goals or pull you further away. Whether it's the temptation to procrastinate, the lure of mindless entertainment, or the distraction of negative self-talk, discipline is about recognizing these distractions and making a conscious decision to stay focused on your priorities. This doesn't mean that you must be perfect or rigid in your approach, but it does require you to be intentional about where you direct your energy and attention. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen your ability to stay committed to your path, and that momentum becomes a powerful force. Discipline also nurtures resilience. In the process of rebuilding yourself, you will face setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt. Discipline helps you push through those tough times, maintaining your focus even when things aren't going according to plan. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and discipline is one of the key drivers of resilience. When you are disciplined, you don't allow temporary failures to derail you. Instead, you use them as learning opportunities, adjusting your approach and continuing forward with renewed determination. Discipline ensures that even in moments of hardship, you can keep moving towards your goals. Another aspect of discipline is the ability to practice delayed gratification. In a society that values instant rewards and quick fixes, it's easy to want immediate results. However, true growth and transformation take time. Discipline teaches you to stay patient and persistent, to understand that the real rewards come from sustained effort over time. Whether it's saving money, building a new skill, or working towards a long-term dream, discipline helps you stay focused on the bigger picture, rather than being distracted by short-term desires. The ability to wait for the results of your hard work builds not only success but also character. Discipline also involves self-control, especially when it comes to your emotions and impulses. It's easy to act based on how you feel in the moment, whether it's giving in to frustration, anger, or fear, but discipline allows you to take a step back, evaluate the situation, and respond thoughtfully. This emotional discipline is crucial when rebuilding yourself because emotions can often cloud judgment and derail progress. Being disciplined means taking control of your emotional responses, remaining calm in the face of challenges, and not letting fleeting feelings dictate your actions. It's about choosing rationality and long-term vision over temporary emotional impulses. Furthermore, discipline is about consistency. Success and transformation are not one-time actions, they are the result of consistent effort over time. Small disciplined actions repeated every day compound into significant results. It's the daily commitment to progress, the unwavering focus on improvement that leads to lasting change. This consistency is key to developing the habits that will support your goals and make transformation sustainable. Even on days when progress seems slow, discipline teaches you to keep going, knowing that every small step adds up. Discipline also requires the ability to focus on the present moment. Often, people struggle with discipline because they become overwhelmed by the sheer scale of their goals or the obstacles that lie ahead. Instead of getting lost in the future or the past, discipline teaches you to focus on the task at hand, to immerse yourself fully in the work you are doing right now. By being present and concentrating on the current moment, you not only make better decisions, but also maintain momentum and avoid feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of your goals. In the journey of rebuilding yourself, discipline is not just about doing the work, it's about doing the right work at the right time with the right attitude. It's about creating a mindset that prioritizes growth, consistency, and resilience. Discipline transforms you from someone who is merely reactive, waiting for motivation or external circumstances to dictate your actions, into someone who is proactive, driven by your own sense of purpose and commitment. It's the muscle that strengthens your ability to push past comfort zones, break old habits, and keep your eyes focused on your goals. Discipline is the foundation that holds everything together and enables you to rebuild yourself one consistent step at a time. Relationships are the foundation upon which much of our personal growth and success are built. Whether personal, professional, or familial, the relationships we cultivate shape who we are and influence how we view the world. Our connections with others impact our mindset, emotional well-being, and even our trajectory in life. Rebuilding yourself involves recognizing the power of relationships and understanding how they contribute to your growth. Strong, healthy relationships provide support, encouragement, and accountability, but they also challenge us to grow, to evolve, and to become better versions of ourselves. The first key to building meaningful relationships is self-awareness. Before you can form deep, authentic connections with others, you must first understand yourself. This means knowing your values, your strengths, and your weaknesses, as well as your boundaries. Self-awareness allows you to engage with others in an honest and open way without trying to hide behind masks or pretenses. It also helps you to understand how you interact with others, which patterns or behaviors may need adjustment, and how to communicate your needs effectively. Without this internal clarity, it's challenging to connect with others in a meaningful way. Another vital component of relationships is trust. Trust forms the bedrock of any strong relationship, whether it's with a spouse, a friend, a colleague, or even a mentor. Trust is built over time through consistent actions that demonstrate reliability, honesty, and respect. To rebuild yourself, it's essential to surround yourself with people who you trust and who trust you in return. Trust creates an environment where vulnerability is possible, where you can share your hopes, fears, and dreams without fear of judgment. It also allows for healthy conflict resolution, as people in trusting relationships are more likely to work through difficulties rather than allow them to fester. Without trust, relationships become shallow and unfulfilling, limiting both personal and collective growth. Communication is another pillar of strong relationships. Effective communication isn't just about talking, it's about listening, understanding, and responding with empathy and clarity. When you communicate openly and honestly, it fosters a sense of mutual respect and creates an environment where all parties feel heard and valued. To rebuild yourself, it's necessary to cultivate the skill of active listening, to be fully present when others are speaking, and to express yourself in a way that is clear, kind, and assertive. Often misunderstandings and conflicts arise not because of a lack of love or respect, but because of poor communication. Improving your communication skills can transform relationships, strengthen bonds, and deepen connections. Setting boundaries is another essential aspect of healthy relationships. Boundaries are the lines that define where one person ends and another begins. They create a sense of safety and respect, allowing individuals to maintain their sense of self while still being part of a larger relational dynamic. When you rebuild yourself, it's crucial to identify and set boundaries that protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Healthy boundaries allow you to say no when necessary, to protect your peace, and to avoid being overextended or taken for granted. It's easy to fall into the trap of people pleasing or sacrificing your own needs for the sake of others, but doing so can lead to resentment and burnout. Setting clear, respectful boundaries ensures that relationships are based on mutual respect and understanding, not manipulation or obligation. In any relationship, there must also be mutual respect. Respect is not just about valuing someone else's opinions or preferences. It's about recognizing their humanity, their individuality, and their inherent worth. To rebuild yourself, you must ensure that you are engaging with others in a way that honors their autonomy and uniqueness. At the same time, it's essential to demand the same level of respect from others. Mutual respect fosters cooperation, trust, and a sense of equality within relationships. When both people feel valued and understood, relationships have the space to grow and thrive. Relationships are also about support and encouragement. No one can rebuild themselves alone. We all need the encouragement, motivation, and wisdom of others to help us navigate the inevitable challenges that come with change. Surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people who believe in your potential and support your goals is crucial. But equally important is being that support for others. Healthy relationships are reciprocal, where both parties offer and receive help, encouragement, and understanding. To rebuild yourself, seek out relationships that inspire you, challenge you, and help you become a better person. Likewise, be the person who encourages growth in others, who listens with empathy, and who offers help without expectation. However, relationships can also serve as mirrors. The people in your life often reflect back to you aspects of yourself that you may not be fully aware of. They can highlight strengths you didn't recognize, but they can also bring to light weaknesses or blind spots that need attention. Rebuilding yourself means being open to feedback and willing to learn from the reflections that others offer. It means embracing the discomfort that comes with being confronted by your flaws and using that insight as an opportunity for self-improvement. Relationships help you grow by revealing parts of yourself you might not have seen on your own, whether those reflections are positive or negative. Another aspect of relationships is emotional support. Life is full of ups and downs, and we all go through times of hardship, loss, or uncertainty. In these moments, the people who are closest to us play an essential role in helping us navigate those difficult emotions. Emotional support in relationships is not just about offering advice, it's about being there, providing comfort, and listening without judgment. Rebuilding yourself often involves overcoming emotional challenges, and having the right people around you can make all the difference. The ability to be emotionally supported and to support others in turn strengthens the emotional bond and provides a sense of stability and resilience in times of crisis. Relationships also provide opportunities for growth. Each person you encounter brings with them a unique perspective, a different way of thinking, and an opportunity to expand your own understanding of the world. Rebuilding yourself involves opening up to new ideas, challenging your own assumptions, and embracing the diversity of experiences that others bring. Whether through friendships, mentorships, or romantic partnerships, relationships allow you to learn, adapt, and grow in ways that would be impossible in isolation. The key is to approach relationships with a mindset of curiosity and openness, seeing each interaction as an opportunity to learn something new about yourself and the world around you. Lastly, relationships require patience and effort. No relationship is perfect, and every connection will face its share of challenges. Misunderstandings, conflicts, and differences of opinion are inevitable, but they don't have to end a relationship. Rebuilding yourself means being willing to invest in the work that relationships require, to put in the effort to nurture and repair them when necessary. Patience is essential in any relationship as people grow and change over time. Sometimes this growth leads to disagreements or moments of tension, but with effort and understanding, these challenges can strengthen the bond between individuals. Relationships, like personal growth, are a process, and it's important to be patient with others and yourself as you work to build and maintain strong, healthy connections. In rebuilding yourself, relationships play a critical role. They provide support, offer opportunities for growth, and serve as mirrors that reflect back to you parts of yourself you may need to see. They challenge you, uplift you, and hold you accountable. To rebuild yourself, you must invest in cultivating healthy, nurturing relationships, ones that empower you to become the best version of yourself. Resilience is the ability to face adversity, recover from setbacks, and continue moving forward in the face of life's challenges. It is not simply about bouncing back from difficulty, but about growing stronger through the process. Resilience is a trait that can be developed over time, and it is essential when it comes to rebuilding yourself. Life is filled with obstacles, disappointments, and moments of failure, but it is how you respond to these challenges that determines your path forward. Resilience helps you endure tough times and emerge from them not just unscathed, but transformed. It is the internal strength that enables you to persist when circumstances seem bleak, to keep going when the road is long, and to adapt when change is inevitable. At its core, resilience is about maintaining a positive outlook even when faced with hardship. It doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending that challenges don't exist. Rather, it is about choosing to respond to adversity in a way that aligns with your values, goals, and long-term vision. It's about acknowledging the difficulty of a situation without allowing it to define you. Resilient people understand that hardships are a part of life and that they are temporary. They know that even in the darkest moments, there is a possibility for growth, change, and renewal. Rather than allowing setbacks to break them, they use those experiences to deepen their resolve, to adjust their strategies, and to build their strength. Resilience requires a mindset shift. It is easy to fall into a victim mentality when things aren't going well. It's tempting to blame others, make excuses, or feel as though life is unfair. But resilience teaches you to take ownership of your situation. It's about accepting responsibility for your actions, your choices, and your response to life's challenges. This doesn't mean taking the blame for things outside your control, but it means recognizing that regardless of the circumstances, you always have the power to choose your reaction. When you rebuild yourself, it's essential to develop the mindset that sees obstacles as opportunities for growth. Every failure is a lesson, every setback a chance to build resilience. Through this perspective, you come to see difficulties not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones toward greater strength and wisdom. One of the most crucial elements of resilience is emotional regulation. In tough times, emotions can become overwhelming. The natural impulse is often to react impulsively, whether through anger, fear, sadness, or frustration. Resilient individuals, however, are able to pause and gain control over their emotional responses. They recognize that emotions, while valid, don't have to dictate their behavior. Instead of letting fear of failure paralyze them or letting frustration cause them to give up, resilient people take a step back, assess the situation, and choose a course of action that aligns with their long-term goals. Emotional resilience involves not suppressing emotions, but understanding and processing them in a healthy way. It's about finding ways to deal with emotional stress constructively, whether through mindfulness, therapy, exercise, or other strategies that help restore balance. Resilience also requires adaptability. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we plan, and unexpected changes or disruptions are part of the journey. A resilient person is flexible and can adapt to new circumstances without losing their sense of direction. Rather than resisting change or becoming overwhelmed by it, resilient individuals accept that change is inevitable and look for ways to navigate it successfully. When rebuilding yourself, adaptability means being willing to adjust your approach, change your mindset, or let go of outdated beliefs that no longer serve you. This ability to pivot in the face of adversity ensures that you are always moving forward, even when the path ahead is uncertain or different from what you envisioned. Perseverance is another key element of resilience. It's one thing to bounce back after a setback, but it's another to continue pushing forward despite repeated challenges. Resilient individuals are persistent. They don't give up easily, even when progress seems slow, or when they face repeated failures, they keep working toward their goals. Perseverance is built through the understanding that success is rarely instantaneous. Rebuilding yourself requires grit and determination to keep going, to stay focused, and to put in the hard work necessary to overcome obstacles. The process of perseverance doesn't just help you achieve your goals, it also strengthens your resilience, making you more capable of handling future challenges with grace and determination. Family support systems play a critical role in fostering resilience. While resilience is often thought of as an internal strength, it's also about being willing to lean on others when needed. Having a strong network of friends, family, mentors, or colleagues provides not only emotional support, but also practical advice, encouragement, and perspective. Resilient people know that they don't have to face life's difficulties alone. They reach out for help when they need it, knowing that the support of others can provide the strength and guidance needed to keep moving forward. Rebuilding yourself often involves forming new connections or deepening existing ones. These relationships provide a foundation of strength, reminding you that even when times are tough, you are not alone. Self-compassion is another critical component of resilience. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go according to plan. We all have moments where we fall short, where we make mistakes, or where we calmly face challenges that seem insurmountable. But resilient individuals understand the importance of treating themselves with kindness during these times. They acknowledge their struggles without judging themselves harshly. They understand that setbacks are part of the human experience and that it's okay to stumble as long as you keep getting back up. Self-compassion means forgiving yourself for past mistakes, learning from them, and continuing to move forward with a sense of understanding and grace. Resilience is also built on a foundation of hope. Hope is the belief that no matter how difficult things may seem, things can improve. Resilient people maintain hope even in the face of overwhelming adversity. They believe in the possibility of a better future, even when the present is bleak. This sense of hope fuels their persistence and perseverance, allowing them to push through the most challenging circumstances. Rebuilding yourself requires that you nurture this sense of hope. It's about maintaining a belief that with time, effort, and the right mindset, you can overcome any obstacle and create the life you desire. Resilience is ultimately about developing a deeper sense of self-reliance. It is the understanding that you have within you the strength, the resources, and the ability to rise above whatever challenges you face. It is about taking ownership of your journey, trusting in your capacity to learn and grow, and knowing that, regardless of the circumstances, you can find a way forward. The more resilient you become, the more confident you become in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This confidence allows you to approach life's challenges not with fear, but with the certainty that you are capable of overcoming them. The process of rebuilding yourself is one of strengthening this resilience, ensuring that you are not only capable of surviving adversity, but of thriving through it. Action is the driving force behind transformation. It is the bridge between intention and reality, between the dreams you envision and the life you create. Without action, all the plans, thoughts, and strategies in the world remain idle, never reaching their full potential. Rebuilding yourself demands that you take deliberate, consistent, and purposeful steps toward your goals, no matter how small they may seem. Action is not just about doing things, it's about doing the right things at the right time with the right mindset. It's the physical manifestation of your desires, the embodiment of your commitment to change. Many people struggle with taking action because they become paralyzed by fear, doubt, or perfectionism. They wait for the right time or for conditions to be ideal, but the reality is that the perfect moment may never come. Rebuilding yourself requires a shift in perspective, where you understand that the act of doing is often more important than doing things perfectly. Progress comes from consistent effort, even if the steps aren't always flawless. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and learning as you go. Each action you take brings you closer to where you want to be. And even small imperfect actions compound over time into massive change. Taking action also means moving beyond procrastination. It's easy to put off difficult tasks, to tell yourself that you'll start tomorrow or that you need more information before you can proceed. But procrastination is the enemy of progress. It often stems from a fear of failure or an overwhelming sense of uncertainty about how to proceed. The key to overcoming procrastination is to take the first step, no matter how small. Once you begin, momentum builds. Action creates clarity. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more confident you become in your ability to continue. Waiting for everything to be perfect or for inspiration to strike only prolongs your journey. The truth is that action sparks growth, and the best way to learn is by doing. When rebuilding yourself, action involves pushing past discomfort and resistance. Change is never easy. It requires stepping out of your comfort zone, trying new things, and challenging old habits. Resistance often appears when we face uncertainty or when our progress doesn't seem immediate. But the discomfort of pushing yourself to take action is often a sign that you are on the right path. It means you are growing, evolving, and moving closer to your goal. When you embrace discomfort and take action in the face of it, you develop strength, resilience, and the ability to overcome future obstacles with ease. The resistance you feel today will transform into the confidence and competence you need tomorrow. In action, consistency is key. It's not enough to take action sporadically or in bursts. True transformation happens when you commit to regular, consistent effort, even on days when you don't feel like it. Action requires discipline and persistence, especially when the rewards aren't immediately visible. It's easy to get excited at the start of a new project or goal, but it's the ability to keep going, even when progress feels slow or uncertain, that makes all the difference. Rebuilding yourself takes time, and consistency in your actions ensures that you stay on course, no matter how challenging the journey may seem. The more consistent you are, the more you solidify the habits and routines that will eventually lead to success. Action is also about taking responsibility. It means not waiting for external circumstances or other people to dictate your fate. When you take responsibility for your actions, you claim ownership of your journey. It's about acknowledging that you are in control of your life and that you have the power to shape your destiny. Rebuilding yourself requires taking the initiative and being proactive rather than reactive. It means no longer waiting for permission or for things to change on their own, but instead making things happen. Taking responsibility empowers you to move forward with purpose and clarity, knowing that your choices today will determine your future. In taking action, it's essential to stay focused on your goals. There are countless distractions that can pull you off course: doubt, fear, criticism, or the lure of immediate rewards. But when you take purposeful action, you develop laser-like focus on what truly matters. This focus allows you to prioritize what is important and eliminate what is irrelevant. Rebuilding yourself requires the discipline to stay focused on your vision, even when distractions or setbacks threaten to derail you. Your goals act as your compass, guiding your actions and decisions and helping you maintain direction. When you take consistent, focused action, you make steady progress, even if the pace is slow at times. Furthermore, taking action is a continual process of learning and adapting. The path to rebuilding yourself is rarely straight, and you will encounter obstacles, failures, and moments of uncertainty. But each action you take, even when it doesn't go as planned, teaches you something valuable. Each mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow. Action provides feedback, and this feedback is crucial for improvement. When you take action, you develop a deeper understanding of what works and what doesn't, what you enjoy and what you find challenging. This insight allows you to adjust your approach, refine your strategies, and become more effective in your efforts. The willingness to take action and learn from the outcomes is what ensures long-term success and growth. Additionally, action involves having a sense of urgency. While it's important to be patient and consistent in your efforts, it's equally important to recognize the value of time. Time is a resource that cannot be replenished, and waiting too long to take action can lead to missed opportunities. Rebuilding yourself is not something that should be delayed indefinitely. Every moment you spend hesitating, second-guessing, or avoiding action is time you will never get back. When you act with urgency, you give yourself the chance to make the most of every opportunity and to begin the work of transformation today. In the process of rebuilding yourself, action is also about maintaining momentum. It's easy to start strong, but the real challenge lies in sustaining that momentum over time. Every action you take, every small step forward, builds upon the last. When you act regularly, you build positive habits, reinforce your purpose, and develop the confidence that you can achieve your goals. Momentum keeps you moving, even when challenges arise. The more action you take, the more momentum you create, and the less likely you are to get stuck in indecision or hesitation. The key is to keep moving, even when things feel uncertain, knowing that each step forward, no matter how small, gets you closer to your vision. Ultimately, action is what transforms your vision into reality. It is what takes your ideas, your goals, and your dreams out of your mind and puts them into motion. Without action, even the best plans remain fantasies. To rebuild yourself, you must be willing to take purposeful, consistent, and strategic steps every single day. Each action you take adds up, creating a ripple effect that leads to meaningful change. Through action, you shape your future, overcome your limitations, and create the life you envision. Rebuilding yourself in 2025 is not merely a concept or a goal. It is a commitment to action, resilience, and growth. It requires you to take ownership of your journey, to confront your challenges with unwavering determination, and to take consistent steps toward the life you envision. Every small action you take, no matter how insignificant it may seem, adds up to monumental change over time. You have the power to reshape your future, to rewrite your story, and to become the person you were always meant to be. The road to transformation may not be easy, but with persistence, self-belief, and a clear vision, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Remember, the only thing standing between you and the future you desire is the action you take today. So rise up, take that first step, and let 2025 be the year that you rebuild yourself into the best version of who you were always meant to be. The time is now. Your future begins with the actions you take today.